And in 3, 2, 1... There we have. So as you may or may not know, I actually really enjoy reading some of your comments on the videos that we've done, especially to do with Rainbow Friends that we are currently looking at, especially the colours that we think are in the game, but not quite there yet. And some of those would be, say, like for pink, it would be yellow and brown, and I've been told in one of the comments that may be black. But what I have seen, which has really picked up and piqued an interest to me, is one that we've got just up here by Murple, which is basically, as Murple is saying here, on one of the walls, some text that says, this is where they were actually made. And each word is a different colour. The colours are blue, orange, green, yellow, pink, and red, plus one of the tunnels had these exact same colours dripping from the ceiling. And obviously then goes to apologise if it's too much to read, but it's not, it's perfect, and I love stuff like this, which we obviously responded to, and many other people have agreed, including myself, with this statement. Obviously, someone's made a very valid point, which is, where was purple made? And at this point, we aren't sure. We don't know, but someone else has also commented on the one below about this same thing, which is just here, which is near the blue's first friend painting. There is text with the colours from the monsters, and yellow, maybe pink, and yellow will be in the next chapter. You guys have obviously seen little details in the videos, which is really cool, and obviously in the game, which we've picked up on, and I'm actually quite keen to see what this is, because in this particular video, I think I have found maybe what yellow could have been. And the reason I say this is because there is a comment here that mentions that this game was actually called something else. So the comment I meant in particular is by Kings and Void Squads. Basically, he said, video idea, Spider returning in Rainbow Friends. So I kind of questioned what he was on about Spider. He goes, well, the developers of Rainbow Friends made this game about 2 years ago, which this kind of coincides with what I found in another game, which has a potential yellow model. So this is why I'm quite keen to kind of pick up on this. On a side note, many of you saying that purple doesn't have legs, so it can't have been that. I've got a theory to that, and I don't think that's the case. So what we're going to do is head straight over to Rainbow Friends at the moment, so we can have a look at some of these things and try and get to the bottom of what it is. So obviously we are now in Rainbow Friends game at this point, and I'm on my own because it makes things a bit easier to have a look at without other people finishing the game or the round before you are done with obviously what you're dealing with. So we're going to go and take this bus trip on our own to go and see kind of Rainbow Friends headquarters, where we've got red, blue, orange, green, and purple. So in about 5 seconds, we should be good to go, and I will cut the cutscene for you, and I will catch you in a second. Awesome, so we're now into the game, and I think I know where this particular text is with the picture that mentions about Blue's first friend. I'm just going to pick up a block, though, and I think it's through here, just through this door, literally. Yeah, I'm sure it's around it. Ah, there we go. I can already hear Blue's here, so I'm just going to tuck myself in a box so we're hidden, because it sounds like he's over there somewhere trying to find us. So we'll just stay here camped out in a box, and this is exactly what we were looking for. So this is where they were actually made. Now, a valid point was raised that there's no purple here. You've got pink, a lot of red, which I think is the scientist character, which I think is the bear. Probably made the other characters from this machine. So there's no actual reference to purple here, but we know purple's in the game because we see purple creeping around in the vents at a later stage. Obviously, with that being said, it was mentioned that obviously with these colors here, there was a tunnel probably somewhere else I haven't got to yet, which shows the same colors dripping from the roof or from the ceiling. And I don't think they're going to be anywhere near here. It might be down here. So let me just have a look. And I'm sure you guys are going to be like,
no, you're going the complete wrong way. It's not even here. It's further down the other side.
But I'm going to have a quick look here and see if I can find it. So while I'm creeping around in my box, trying not to get caught by Blue, this is going to be the tunnel that was mentioned with the colours. Obviously, that represents a different character. We've got a pink, we've got purple, we've got blue, we've got green, yellow, and orange, and red. Now, these, obviously pink and yellow, we are aware there isn't a character for them just yet, at least from what we know. I can also see there is a black here, and someone did mention in the comments, which I'll show on the screen now, that there was a particular version of blue without the crown that was actually black and appears when the lights go out at the later stage, but I can't say that's true because I've not seen it, nor has anyone else referenced it at this point. So that's just more speculation, which we're not sure on, but I'm quite interested to know if that is the case. With this tunnel and the kind of writing down back where we were in the other room, I think for yellow, being also that this game was developed about 2 years before, might link up to what I'm about to show you next. So what we're going to do is head over to the other game, might have this character that we are interested in. So you're probably familiar with this game at this point, which has become Tiki and everything else, which obviously has turned into a morph game, as the developer has said here. And there is quite a few to choose from, but I just really want to quickly, to start off with, go and get purple again, because there's something I disagree with with what some of you are saying, which is about purple has no legs, being that is in the vent. But if I become purple and then we just kind of fly as a plane out of this room, because what I wanted some space so we can actually have a look at the character a bit better than what it is at the moment. So I'll be with you in just a second. So I'm going to just park us on here because this is much easier to see the character against such a bright contrasting color. As you can see, purple has got arms and hands, which we know is true because you can see it kind of poke through the vent. And obviously the flat face with the eyes makes sense because you don't see kind of a nose or anything like that when it's sat in the vent. But one thing that some of you have been saying, and I kind of agreed at first, but actually beg to differ a little bit, is the whole having legs or feet for legs, as it were, because he's in the vent, and it's very much a bit like one of the characters from Piggy, where it's got no legs and it travels around quite quickly in the vents. But I think because of how elastic this body is for this character, having the hands for legs actually propels him around a ventilation system much quicker. It makes sense. If you've got two sets of hands to be able to kind of cling yourself around, you can get around quite quick. And that's my opinion on purple with having legs, obviously, as you got the character here, which is why I think this model is actually quite possible. It could be the case. It could look very similar to this. But obviously that's not what we're here for. I've actually got or found something in this game that could potentially become yellow. So let's go and find this right now. So I've just reset my character, and what we're going to do is head over to the section where I have found something quite useful. And I think you'd agree it's possible, given the stuff that we've noticed so far, given that Rainbow Friends was in development about 2 years before. And so this makes sense with what we're just about to find. So if I head through the door, and then what we want to do is jump over this and go first person to have a look at this. So as you can see here, you got a little button that says Yellow Rainbow Friends Real, Not Fake 2021 leaked model. Now, straight off the bat, I read that. I was like, well, that's obviously fake. I mean, how more fake could you put text on a button? But then I thought, you know what, actually, 2021, that's a date. Now, if this is true, that the game was developed over the period of about a year, 2 years as well, and it was a completely different game before they kind of renovated it and gave it a new title, this could be a character in it, and it would, especially if it had inspiration from like Poppy Playtime or something like that, so they got the Huggy Wuggy, and the other characters obviously from that particular game. Well, this is what we'll end up with, which I'll show you just in a second because I'm going to take us outside to where it's actually much brighter. So we're outside, obviously, because I want to show you the character best as possible with as much light and obviously against the background that makes it easier to see. So what we've got is me being the character outside where it's nice and bright, and what I have here is currently first person. So I'm just about to bring it out first person, and I will say now the character is absolutely huge. This thing is massive. Now, I don't know about you, and I don't know if you agree that maybe this is potentially one of the old models that wasn't used and they kind of redesigned it, but this is what we've got. And in 3, 2, 1, there we have this particular model. I need to zoom out quite a bit because it's quite a big old model. So as you can see, this to me looks like a bit of inspiration from Poppy Playtime. And I don't know about you and what you agree and what you think of it. I mean, I can see this kind of being an early model because it looks really basic compared to the ones they've actually got out in the game at this point in time. But I feel like it's yellow. I mean, it is yellow, it's creepy, so that kind of ticks 2 of the boxes that's needed for a small horror game, really. I mean, at the end of the day, if you don't have a creepy character, then it's not going to be that scary. Normally, they have a cute side, and this, I'm going to be honest, even if you go into sing mode and you start trying to do stuff, all it does is move the thumb, and it looks a bit awkward and weird, especially with how big these thumbs are. Yeah, take that as you will. But as soon as we come out of this particular sing mode, as you can see, this is probably the T-pose, but it's not a T-pose, it's an I-pose, I guess, at this point, because he's just stood upright. But as soon as we start moving, it kind of comes apart, and like with the arms being separated like cylinders or sections, it's very similar to how the main body of purple is. And I know at the moment, purple is a speculation with how it looks in this particular game of a model, but I'm just saying they kind of work side by side, and it works quite well. This is what I was interested in because it's appeared, and again, like I say, it's yellow and it's creepy, and it could have been the case because it was a leaked model that was designed back in 2021. It could be something, but I'm sure some of you are probably going to look at this and go,
well, hang on, I've seen this in another game, and it's totally not that. You're barking up the wrong tree.
Well, you know what? If I am, please let me know in the comments below, because at this point in time, it's always good to know where we stand, and I love the theories that you guys come up with. So if you know of any other theories or details that we may have missed in the game, and then we might be able to find something out about it. But likewise, that's where I'm going to end the video. If you liked it, leave a like, subscribe if you haven't done so already, because I'm going to show on screen at the moment the percentage of you that have actually subscribed, and the ones that have, thank you. The ones that haven't, please consider it, and I'll catch you in the next video.